I am recording.
Prediction time. Poatan versus Prohaska. All because Connor's pinky got hurt, teeping a yacht or something. What do I think? 12 days notice? Probably Poatan again. Jerry Prohaska seems allergic to defending calf kicks, as we've seen in the CB Dollaway fight and recently the Rakic fight. And because his head moves from side to side, he'll get damaged a lot when he gets hit by the left hook. He seems allergic to defending the left hook as well. But each time he reads a Book of Five Rings, his samurai spirit seems to get even stronger and stronger. He seems to be really unbreakable, and he has that cannon right hand. Sometimes, with that weird stance of Poatan, he can get a little bit vulnerable. His stance is pretty much Peter Ertz's stance. If you watch old K1, Peter Ertz, winner 94 and 95 K1 World Grand Prix, had a lot of similar things going for him with his stance. Kind of long with the feet, back heel up, quick right kicks, quick right knees. He could leverage back into the left hook. A lot of things similar between Poatan and Peter Ertz. But there's a lot of defensive holes that are kind of similar. If you watch like Mike Bernardo catching Peter Ertz with the right hand and knocking him out. But realistically, I would imagine Poatan gets it done again because of those specific defensive holes of Prohaska and probably the best calf kicks and the best left hooks in MMA and possibly even in kickboxing before that is Alex Poatan Pojeras. So, Poatan. Another thing, I see people shadowboxing like this now because they see Poatan do it. And they haven't learned it yet. These are beginners. They're doing the weird shadow box things that you see Poatan do. But I don't think this is a very well-advised thing to do if you're a beginner. Learn it in the correct way with the full range of motion and the textbook striking first, because then you can take that inch off the motion and start playing with it. But you can't really play it if you're unable to throw these strikes at full range. If your only low kick you can throw is, then you're not really able to understand the low kick properly. Practice it with full rotation first, and then start to play with it. The way Alex Poatan Pojera did. 3 things guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and Anthony Lionheart Smith for the win. This weekend he's fighting Roman Dolidze. Roman Dolidze is a boyo, but I gotta think it's gonna be a 3rd round finish for Lionheart, because that's a very Lionhearty way to win, is to get a comeback. He might get hit with something, or he'll get a decision. That's my honest prediction. Not only is he gonna win the fight, but afterwards he's gonna find Harry, jump the gilly, snap his neck. This guillotine's gonna be too tight for Harry. He's gonna guillotine Harry. And then afterwards he's gonna find Cannonball, put him in a rear naked choke, and Cannonball's going to be tapping. After that, they're going to make the super fight with Andrew. Andrew's going to be in a dark room with a very dangerous pointy object. But Anthony Lionheart Smith, he's going to 2-on-1 his hand. He's going to drive him to the mat, and he's going to do Lionheart things, possibly hammer fists. Legitimately on this fight, Roman Dolidze is a very interesting fighter, and I love his reaps into that calf slicer stuff. Very tricky on the mat, but I don't think Anthony Lionheart Smith is going to play with that unless he's really panged him with that right hand. Anthony Smith has this nice right hand where he throws it at a weird arc, not quite straight, not quite an overhand with the big tail. He throws it at that nice little arc where it's very awkward to slip punches. You always trying to roll under a hook or slip across, but at this weird angle, it's very difficult. You slip into it. You roll, you can kind of adjust it mid-flight because he's not fully committed it like a swinging right hook or a big overhand. But it's all immaterial. 3rd round finish or TKO. And then he's going to guillotine Harry. Then he's going to finish Cannonball. Then he's going to do the super fight dark room with Andrew. And he's going to win. All of them. And he's going to be champion by the end of 2025 at least. The most interesting fight this weekend. It's going to be a close one. Who's going to win? But first, I need some advice. Give me tips on Elden Ring. I've started another file. I never completed it before. I got to that bit on the beach where you got like 8 buddies and you're fighting the big guy running around on the horse and arrows come from the sky. But I kind of got fatigued with it at that point and didn't stick in. But give me some tips to make it more fun and more efficient. But anyway, most interesting fight this weekend. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a decision, I feel. It's going to go the distance. And the winner, I think, is going to be Ian Garry. It's going to be very close. I think he might actually get dropped at some point. I think he might get dropped or badly stunned. He has been hit in the past before and cracked, but he has really good recovering ability. Michael Venom Page also has a really dangerous right hand. I feel like he will land it at some point and do good damage, but something that's going to happen because of this, I feel like they're going to end up in the clinch a lot. A lot of this fight's going to be in the clinch. A side effect of MVP's style covering so much distance is that if he covers the distance and it doesn't land, he misses, it scuffs off a shoulder, boom, they're in a clinch. Now, his clinch work isn't really aggressive in negative positions. He's not like Demetrius Johnson. If he ends up in a negative position, pushed against the fence, he tends to like hang on the overhook, uh, like grab a wrist control with his really big hands and his really strong wrist control, and kind of just be energy efficient, wait it out until you can get to that break again. I think because he's so unorthodox, if Ian Gary gets in these good clinch positions, like an underhook and a head position on him on the clinch on the cage, he's going to like knee him in the legs and really chip up scores. He might get some takedowns, possibly. And I feel like this is how a lot of the fight's going to go. You would say Ian Gary do a lot of oblique kicks, do a lot of calf kicks because he's really good at them, and that should be vulnerable against Michael Venom Page. But Michael Venom Page is not Neil Magny, MVP. He moves his leg around a lot. It's going to be hard to find. Even Lima, who smashed his leg with the calf kick, had to roll the dice, had to go 50-50, had to throw that calf kick hard whilst MVP was rushing in with the right hand to take him off his feet. But I feel like the times when Ian Gary lands the calf kick or the oblique kick on MVP, it's going to have a good effect. So I feel like it will score well. I feel it's going to go the distance. I feel it's going to have a lot of clinch work. I feel like it won't be the most enjoyable fight to watch from a casual fight fan eye. But could go either way. I just think Ian Gary's going to be a little bit more active in the clinch. I feel like they're going to end up in the clinch a lot more than you think. I could be wrong, and I probably will be. If you want to make a prediction, predict against what I predict. But don't do that with money, because that's gambling, and gambling is haram.